Shalom Israel. We want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
by
Hashem,
Hashem, Yahweh
Yahweh
Shai.
Shai.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and all the blessings to the elect. It's the brother Yachazak from GMS Dallas. I got the brother
Mike Olive.
here with me, and we got another sit down. We want to go into the Most High's grace being sufficient for us. There's no reason to let this world beat you down to the point to where it's putting your righteousness at stake. We're going to sign, we're going to cry, we're going to complain amongst the brethren, and to a point, yeah, but where's the balance in that? You have some brothers that let the world get them so mad, even though they know the world is wicked, they still let the world get them mad enough to do dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? And we're not in a position to do that, especially when you know what's coming. We understand the prophecies, we understand the breakdowns, we know who's gonna get theirs, we know what to do to keep them getting ours. We know all these things, but yet we still sulk and bitch and moan. And it's time to put off that weak nature, man. And we're gonna start with 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9, as an example with Paul. And we go ahead and read.
2 Corinthians 12 and 9. And he said unto me, My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness.
Now, the reason why Paul was saying his strength was made perfect in weakness is because when you read up, he was going into how the Lord put a thorn in his side to slow him down. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and get that. Start at verse 7.
This is 2 Corinthians 12 and 7. And lest I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations.
Now, Paul was getting a whole lot of different revelations as far as the breakdowns of the scriptures, just like we do nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Coming in the stead of Yahweh Shai, the scriptures. Once you start being able to understand them, break them down, teach them, you know what I'm saying? A carnal man will get big-headed. How the scriptures say, don't let knowledge puff you up. This is what Paul is saying. He's like, all the abundance of revelations that I've been getting. Keep reading.
There was given to me a thorn in the flesh.
There was given to me a thorn in the flesh. And it doesn't say what that thorn is, but why did he get that thorn in the flesh? Keep reading.
The measure of Satan to buffet me.
The messenger of Satan to buffet me. The messenger of Satan was to buffet Paul, was to keep him getting high-minded or getting puffed up. Because at the end of the day, you got to remember who Paul was before he was Paul. He was Saul. So for a man that was persecuting the church and killing the believers of Yahweh Shai to be in this position now to wake up the Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners, Satan had to be put in a certain place to keep him from getting high-minded, keep him from getting big-headed. And Paul understood that. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Lest I should be exalted above measure.
Thinking I'm all that. Until, I will say, brothers that I'm teaching, putting me on the pedestal instead of Yahweh Shai and Yahweh himself. He knew that he wasn't going to be able to do that. Because Paul already knew he had already done enough messing up back in the day when he was persecuting the church, right? So it would be foolish for him to get high-minded. I mean, like, really? Who better to not be high-minded than Paul? You know what I'm saying? Other than Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
For this thing I besought the Lord thrice.
I asked the Lord 3 times to remove this thorn from my flesh. You know what I'm saying? I asked him to take it away from me. Go ahead.
That it might depart from me. And he said unto me, My grace is sufficient for thee.
My grace is sufficient for thee. And that's the point. You know what I'm saying? We coming from a world of all kind of madness before we came into this truth. You know what I'm saying? So to come from a Negro on the street that don't know nothing, wicked as all hell, to get high-minded because you done learned a few scriptures.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or to put the Most High on the spotlight just because you catching hell. This ain't the truth no more. The reason why dudes fall out of shit. You know what I'm saying? He say, so I asked him to depart this from me, but the Lord said, my grace is sufficient for thee. The fact that I ain't killed your ass should be enough for you. Because your ass should be dead. Right. And I could have done it any way I wanted to, how gruesome I wanted to, but I chose to give you this truth. Go ahead.
For my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Mashiach may rest upon me.
I'd rather glory in my infirmities, glory in catching hell. You know what I'm saying? Just so that I can have the spirit of Hamashiach resting upon me. I'm not going to sit up here and keep on bitching and complaining. I understand why I'm catching this hell. I understand what I need to do to make myself feel better, which is come back to the scriptures. Paul already knew that. Our forefathers knew that. We in the process of learning it, but it's taking too goddamn long. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sometimes it might feel like that.
Yeah.
It's taking me too long to humble myself. What's wrong with me? You know what I'm saying? When you start doubting yourself, that's when Satan just really gonna throw a party.
If I may say this, brother, and that's the biggest fight that we are fighting in this walk of ours is really ourselves, man. If you allude to James, I want to say 1:12, man, the Most High doesn't tempt us. When we're tempted by our own lust, man. So all those demons and things of the nature that we're fighting is really, it's from us.
God.
We're trying to purify ourselves, man. That's why, and I don't want to jump the gun, that's why it says in Sirach, when we are tried, you know, we're being defined as gold, man.
Right.
You know?
That's right. And we just used the example of Paul. So now we're going to go to another example. Was it more than that?
It's more than that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and finish that up. My bad.
2 Corinthians 12:10. Therefore I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, and distresses for Messiah's sake.
Come on, man. Now, all these things, ain't nothing positive about none of these things. Mm-hmm. Infirmities, reproaches, necessities, persecutions, that's all stuff that niggas run from. But Paul say, I would rather take pleasure in my infirmities just so I can be in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? That's huge. That's huge. You know? Go ahead.
For when I am weak, then I am strong.
That's what I'm saying. I might be weak in the flesh, but I'm strong in faith. I'm a bodybuilder in faith. You know what I'm saying? That's where my salvation lies. That's where our salvation lies, in faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You got to have faith in the Son before you can even examine the Father. The Father ain't dealing with us right now. Haven't been ever since Hosea. I'm through with y'all. Got to send my son to die because you niggas tripping. You know? Go ahead.
I am become a fool in glorying, that ye have compelled me, for I ought to have been commended of you, for in nothing am I behind the very chiefest apostles, though I be nothing.
You know what I'm saying? I'm rated up here with the men that walk with Yahweh, even though I ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? So to be high-minded or haughty or any of these things, no. The Most High's grace is sufficient for you. Keep on learning His word. Keep on doing what you're supposed to do, and then the Lord will deal with you. If not, you're going to have to get the hell on somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But Paul understood that the Most High's grace was sufficient for him. That's why he said what he said. I'd rather stay sick. I'd rather be broke. I'd rather be on the bottom. I'd rather be called a bum. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have my comment board lit up with madness. Just so I can be in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Okay, was that it on that? Alright, now let's go to Matthew 26:36. This is about the Lord being in the Garden of Gethsemane. He realized that the Most High's grace was sufficient for him. But let's read it.
Matthew 26:36. Then came Yahushua with them unto a place called Gethsemane, and said unto the disciples, Sit ye here, while I go and pray yonder.
You know what I'm saying? It was almost that time for the Lord to go be grabbed up by the Romans. You know what I'm saying? And he was telling the disciples, look, hey, y'all just sit over here and chill. I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? He needed some time by himself. Because he was feeling the pressure of what was going on, knowing what was coming. He was getting ready for his judgment, which is not an easy thing to do, but he did it. Go ahead.
And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy.
He took Peter, James, and John. You know what I'm saying? And they actually got to see how he was feeling. They was up close. You know what I'm saying? They could see that he was feeling a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? That's why he told them, look, y'all just rest right here. I'll be back. What did he do when he went to go be by himself? Go ahead.
Then said he unto them, My soul is exceedingly sorrowful.
He told them, look, man, I'm messed up. You know what I'm saying? I know I got a job to do, but I'm kind of shook right now. He admitted it to him. He told him straight up. He brought those three. He was closest to them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't get to see how you feeling or what's going on with you. You open up to certain brothers. Go ahead.
Even unto death, tarry ye here and watch with me. And he went a little further and fell on his face and prayed.
Fell on his face, he humbled himself and prayed. And what did he say?
Saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me.
If it be possible, let this cup pass from me. That cup he's talking about was that judgment he was about to take. The dying for the elect of the nation of Israel and eventually the whole nation, but he was about to go be given up to the Romans. You know what I'm saying? Not only for his sins, but for not only for everybody else's sins, but for his own sins, like it tells you in Hebrews. Go ahead.
Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt.
Nevertheless, he asked me, said, if there's another way that we can do this, can we do this? He never got an answer. He said, well, nevertheless, you know what I'm saying? If it's your will, I'm going to go on and do it. His Most High's grace was sufficient for him. You know what I'm saying? He accepted it. He was like, even though I really don't want to do this, though I said I would, if we could do this a different way, let me know. Lord didn't give him an answer. You know what I'm saying? Read the next verse.
And he came unto the disciples.
He went straight back to the disciples. So it don't say what the answer was. It don't say that the Lord told him. No. It say he asked the question, didn't get no answer, accepted his judgment, and went and did it. Go ahead and finish that verse.
And he came unto the disciples and finding them asleep, and said unto Peter, what? Could ye not watch with me 1 hour?
You know what I'm saying? He went over there with them and they were asleep. You know what I'm saying? He felt a certain type of way about that. He's like, look, man, I'm up here losing it, man. I'm about to be gone. You know what I'm saying? Y'all time with me is about to be over with, man. You can't stay up. And he had the right to feel that way, but that's the end of that example. You got one more example we want to use to establish the fact that the Most High's grace has been sufficient for our forefathers, so why not for us? That's the whole point of this sit down. You know what I'm saying? I know brothers gonna sigh and cry. I know you're gonna complain. I know that, but I'm tired of hearing weakness in brothers. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to pitch the sighing and crying is eventually supposed to get you to the point where you get stronger and stronger. So when it's time to go through these things, you're able to do it.
That's right.
Jake already falling off and acting weak as hell now. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that ain't the spirit we need to be in. We really are at the end of this thing.
If I could say this, the spirit is tired of Jake complaining, unrighteously, in a sense, if I could say that.
Right.
Because we are supposed to complain. That's what we're commissioned to do. We're supposed to sigh and cry. But, Jake, it seems that Jake, what's the word I'm looking for? Glorifying and catching hell. It's like, say for instance, you at work and you see a faggot. It's like Jake glorifies and seeing a faggot, or complaining about a faggot.
Yeah.
Well, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. It's about judgment.
That's right. And Jake gets to the point to where, okay, you sighing and crying. This stuff make you mad, but is that fueling your fire to go harder for this truth, or is you just a nigga that's bitching? Because it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you go to Job chapter 1, it talks about how Job lost everything. He lost his goods. He lost his family. He lost all these different things. You know what I'm saying? Catching hell just for the Most High to prove a point. That's why Job went through what he went through. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High had so much confidence and faith in Job that he knew no matter what Satan threw at him, he was going to be alright. That's why he told Satan, have you tried my servant Job? The Most High put his money on Job. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's read.
John 1:19. Job 1:19. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the four corners of the house, and it fell upon the young man, and they are dead. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee.
That's going into how Job's whole family was up under the was all chilling. Wind came out of nowhere, crushed the house, killed everybody in there. Go ahead.
Then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his beard and fell down upon the ground and worshipped, and said, Naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. Yahweh give, and Yahweh hath taken away. Blessed be the name of Yahweh. In all this Job sinned not, nor charged the Most High foolishly.
That's what I'm saying. But Jacob get a flat tire and fall out the truth. You know what I'm saying? Jacob not get the raise he wanted at his job, and all of a sudden this ain't the truth no more. Jake boss him, whatever the case. Job lost everything, man. He said, look, the Lord giveth and he taketh away. You know what I'm saying? But blessed be the name of the Most High. Because he understood.
Job was in the spirit too, because he lost everything. He lost his cattle. He lost his children. Shoot, he was even plagued with boils, man.
Yep.
So for him to be in the spirit that way, it shows you how much, faith this man has, man, or had.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's the way we gotta be. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, Job, the whole book of Job is twofold. That represents the nation of Israel.
That's right.
Lost everything and got it all back. For the elected ones that stayed true to this thing, man. And eventually the whole nation. You got to clarify. You got the ones that stood stiffly, and then you got everybody else. Everybody else is going to eventually be there, but no. Not so fast, my friend. You ain't finna just say crucify him, let his blood be upon us and our children to get to skate. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's get Job chapter 40, verse 7.
Job 40:7. Gird up thy loins now like a man. I will demand of thee, and declare thou unto me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Lord Job was catching all that hell, and he was asking the Lord, man, look, I ain't even do nothing. The Lord say, man, look, gird up. I put my money on you. Just like he put his money on the elect. The elect are going to be found with no guile at the end of the day. And if you know that, why is it such a problem when you start catching hell? You know what I'm saying? You childish. You childish as hell, man, if you in this truth and you think that one day everything just going to stop just because you want it to stop. If that was the case, that'll make you the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Get 1 Corinthians 13.
This is 1 Corinthians 13:11. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child.
Stop. Now, when you come into this truth, you're born all over again, right? Spiritually. So, coming up, you're a child. When you first come into this truth, yeah, you happy you're an Israelite and all this, but then when it start getting better, that's when your childishness start to show. You know what I'm saying? I thought as a child, I spake as a child, and I understood as a child, but then when I became a man, what happened?
But when I became a man, I put away childish things.
That's what I'm saying. The childish things is the world. When you born again and you come out of the world, you born again as a new creature, right? So being born again, you a baby and you taking those baby steps. You're going from milk to meat as a normal baby would, except you're doing it spiritually. Now, when you do become a man in the spirit, you put away going to the bars and chasing hoes and all these childish things that was keeping that the world was holding on to you by. You know what I'm saying? Jake want to make that one last mixtape, or he want to get that last set of rims, or he want to spend that last tax return check. It's never about growing up and getting out of all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But when you become a man, you're going to put away the childish things. That childish thing is being the things in the world that you put off when you put off the old man. You know what I'm saying? Now, being that we have established that the Most High's grace is sufficient for us, has been sufficient for our forefathers. Now, let's go to Sirach. And we're going to go to Sirach chapter 2. Because a lot of people read this scripture. It's a go-to scripture, but when you understand it is when you're going to be able to grow. You know what I'm saying? Start at the top, brother.
Sirach 2:1. My son, if thou come to serve Yahweh, prepare thy soul for temptation.
If you come into this truth and you saying you don't want to be a part of the world no more, I'm an Israelite and I'm working on my salvation, shit's gonna happen. Plenty of shit is gonna happen. Go ahead.
Set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. I mean, it's gonna always be something. So if you know it's gonna always be something, for the past few years that you've been in this truth, it's always been something. Why do you still sound like the Negro woman? Keep reading.
And make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away.
That's what I'm saying. You got to get back into the word. You got to get back into the scriptures. When the world get to winning against you, start beating you up and all that, get back into the scriptures. Your spirit thirsty, and you ain't giving it nothing. You just sitting up bitching. Go ahead.
That thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
That thou mayest be increased at the last end. You know what I'm saying? Mounting up with wings like an eagle and your body being changed in the blinking of an eye. All that, I thought you believed that. We believe that. Go ahead.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully.
Take it cheerfully when you catching hell. You know what I'm saying? As crazy as that sounds, that's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? It say take it cheerfully when you catch hell. He ain't saying throw a party and pop bottles because you got fired. It's just saying, okay, the Lord got something else for you. What job have you ever had that you didn't hate? He take you away from that job and give you something better. Even though I would say it's still slavery, but it is what it is. Jake always wanted to be how they wanted to be. No, the Lord said, I'm gonna fuck you up before I give you this kingdom. And if you already know that, it shouldn't be no problem. Yeah, you signing crying, but are you signing crying as a man of the Lord, or are you signing crying as a nigga? Go ahead.
And be patient when thou art changed to a lower state.
That's what I'm saying. You was in a lower state before you came into the truth. So you already know what it's like to be in a lower state. You know what I'm saying? When you get changed to a lower state, you're supposed to be able to fight through that if you're a man of the Lord, man. Because the scriptures are your food, your water, your milk, your meat, your fire, your wood. It's everything you need. All right, let's go to 1 Maccabees chapter 12. Because the scriptures tell you there ain't nothing else gonna do it for you. Go ahead.
1 Maccabees 12:9. Therefore we also, howbeit, we need none of these things, that we have the holy books of Scripture in our hands to comfort us.
That's the only thing it said we was gonna have. You got the brotherhood and you got the comfort of the Scriptures. If you need anything more than that, you're not gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? The comfort of the Holy Scriptures. The Scriptures say, blessed is he that readeth. You know what I'm saying? Study to show thyself approved. We got all these things that say that you got to get into. Give attendance to reading until I come. If you're not doing that, the world is going to kick your ass all up and down the street, man. And you need your ass kicked. Because if you in this truth and you understand these things, it shouldn't be that big of a problem, man. Why do you think the apostles are the apostles? You've been catching hell for 3 or 4 years and you want to talk shit when these men been catching hell for 20 up to 30? You ain't done nothing, man. You already crying? That's what I said. The Lord ain't dealing with that, man. The Lord ain't dealing with that. Okay, let's get Romans 15. Let's go get Romans 15 and 4. The young go-to. Yeah, Romans 15 and 4.
Romans 15 and 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
Wasn't Job written before we was here? In this lifetime, anyway. You know what I'm saying? Paul. We just read about Paul. We just read about Yahushua. All the prophets died. You know what I'm saying? All the prophets got killed. Samson. You know what I'm saying? All the mighty men. Everybody. Everybody got killed. You know what I'm saying? Yet it's still going to be 144,000, 12,000 men from each tribe that's going to get the planet in order. So you tell me what you going to roll with. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we got one more scripture to get in there. We're going to go ahead and let you brothers go. Let's get Hebrews 12.
Yeah. That we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
That's what I'm saying. Through patience and comfort of the scriptures, we might have hope. So that's what I'm saying. If you're going into the scriptures and you might have hope, if you ain't going into the scriptures, you ain't got a damn shot. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get killed quick in a bit. And rightfully so. Hebrews 12 and then read 6 through 8.
Hebrews 12 and 6. For whom the Most High, or Salaki, let me start over here. For whom Yahweh loveth, he chastises, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
Chasten. Matter of fact, let's look up chasten and then let's look up scourge. Even though we know what these words mean, I see if you looking, get your ass on. You want to get a pure understanding. Let Esau look thugs and say it.
Strong's G 3811. By duo. By duo.
Okay.
By duo. To train children, to be instructed or taught or learn. To cause one to learn.
To cause one to learn. To be instructed, taught, or learn. Go ahead.
To chastise, castigate with words to correct. Of those who are molding the character.
Those who are molding the character, the apostles, through the spirit of Yahushua. Going on down, let's teach it. Go ahead.
Of others by reproof and admonition.
You know what I'm saying? Reproof and admonition. That's a strict warning. Hey, don't do that. Don't go over there. Nah, man. Hey, bro, you can't do that. Go ahead.
Of God to chastened by the affliction of evils and calamities.
You can say you was gonna catch hell if you come to serve the Lord. Read that again, bro.
To chasten by the affliction of evils and calamities.
Read on.
To chasten with blows, to scourge.
Even if you gotta hit somebody upside their goddamn head, that's their chastisement. Bust your son in the chest, and then you tell him what he did wrong, why he can't do that shit, and don't do it no more. That's chastisement. Sound like the law, statutes, and commandments to me. You know what I'm saying? And one of them commandments is to have faith in the Son. Y'all gonna get out of here with that bullshit, bro. Let's go. Is it more than that?
There's one more.
Yeah.
Or two more extra. Of a father punishing his son.
Come on, man. Go ahead.
Of a judge ordering one to be scourged.
That's what I'm saying. That's what that means. Alright, now let's go back and then we're gonna get the other word. The other word was scourging.
Strong's G 3146. Mastigao. Mastigao. Thayer's Lexicon. Related entry. Mastizo. Mastizo.
Mastizo. To scourge.
To flog. Flog meaning hit a motherfucker with something.
Literally or figuratively. Scourge.
Yep. I was saying, what a metaphor of the Most High as the Father chastising and training men as children by afflictions.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't we just read that where it say, what son has the Most High not scourged?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go back to the scripture. That's what I'm saying. All that patty cake, Kool-Aid, happy in America, Israelite crap, that ain't gonna get it, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta catch hell before you get the kingdom. Why he gonna give you? I guess you're gonna get a pre-kingdom. Go ahead.
For whom Yahweh loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son who he receiveth.
Every son who he receiveth. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
If he endured chastening,
If you endure chastening, being scourged, being tried through calamities and evils, go ahead.
the Most High dealeth with you as with sons.
The Lord dealing with you as he would deal with his son, correcting you, putting you in your place so you can do what? Rule in righteousness. Stop bitching, man. What's wrong with y'all? Go ahead.
For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not?
That's what I'm saying. Which one of the 144,000 ain't gonna catch hell?
Yep.
Which one? Every time you look up, you got brothers whining and bitching and complaining, and they ain't doing it in righteousness, man. Go ahead.
But if we be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons.
That's what I'm saying. But if you be without chastisement and ain't nothing happening, you a bastard. Bastard is a childless father, man. I mean, the Lord ain't dealing with you. Come on, man. You don't get no plainer than that. You know what I'm saying? If you understand the prophecies and you understand this word and you understand how to carry yourself as an Israelite man, as one of the hopeful elect, if you got that understanding, all that wickedness and all that bullshit just roll right off your back because you expect it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. I mean, it's not going to be an easy thing to do at the time. But this is what the scriptures feel like the brothers saying. Correct yourself. A lot of times.
Every single thing that you can go through in the flesh on this planet, there's a scripture for it.
That's right.
And if you got to look and search and toil to find it to make yourself feel better, fucking do it and shut up. Period, point blank. You know what I'm saying? You got anything else?
You want me to read 9?
Yeah.
Verse 9. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence.
You know what I'm saying? Whether that's talking about your biological dad or your spiritual father, the apostles. They done had to get in your ass about something. Why? Because you was a newborn baby and you need to be corrected. Go ahead.
Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits,
you know
and
what I'm saying?
live?
Because the brother, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, blessings to the elect and all that. What come before that? We giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's how it works. Then you give reverence to your spiritual and biological fathers that's in this flesh on the earth. But it goes higher than that. You know what I'm saying? But with that, you know what I'm saying, we want to say all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and blessings to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.